Let me paint a picture of what happened here today. So in the early hours of this morning, according to police, they were looking for 9 suspects who they have been trailing for some time now, with regards to a number of charges, including a gang rape of a woman, as well as house robberies. What we do know about these suspects is that they've been terrorizing the community of Marion Hill here, and they were looking for them as it is suspected that they were going to attempt to do a hit. And now what happened was, you see the house behind me. This is where police came knocking when everything happened. So they came to this house here, this white house that you see, and they were knocking. And as soon as they knocked, the people in the house just behind it looks like an orange house, then started opening fire at police. And that's when the exchange happened, and 9 suspects were shot and killed. At the moment right now, we're waiting for the bodies to be loaded up. I'm just going to ask my colleague Lungelo to just give you, a view of that. But essentially what's going on right now is that they want to load those bodies up. Families are here. They're right behind me. If my colleague gets the time to show you them as well. But they were asked to just leave the scene a little bit. But as you can see, those are the vans that will be loading the bodies, and we're waiting for those bodies to then come out. And like I said, basically what happened here was police came knocking at the wrong house, a shootout ensued, and those 9 suspects were killed. They've been sought after. The police say that they've been looking for them with regards to a number of charges, like I said, including a gang rape of a woman, house robberies, and the community members here actually, when some people spoke to them earlier as well as when I was able to speak to some of them, were mentioning the fact that, they're actually celebrating because these gang members are known to have been terrorizing the community. But also an interesting aspect is that community members are saying that this is a new type of gang that formed in recent times, but there was an incident that occurred last year where there was a gang that then fled the area, and this new gang of these suspects that have been killed here then came up. So many of them here are saying, in fact, they are going to have a braai later on to celebrate. They don't want to speak on camera though, still a little bit afraid for their lives, but saying that they're glad that this has actually happened. We also understand that there's also 2 suspects that are still on the run. Police are saying they've launched a manhunt over there surrounding that information. I do want to go and speak to Colonel Robert Nechiwunda. I'm just going to try and walk to him so that he can maybe, join us for an interview and just shed some light on what exactly ensued here. But what I've told you is what we've been told by police. I do have the Colonel here. I'll just ask him to follow me. Colonel, thank you very much. You're live in Newsroom Africa. Now, we understand that 2 other suspects are on the run, but before you speak to us about that, just, paint another picture for us about what exactly happened here.
We have been looking for this gang for quite some time because we've made aware that they were behind a string of violent crimes in the area and surrounding areas, being armed robberies with firearms, house robberies, also links to murders and rapes. So when we got the wind that they are in this house, we had to operate and as soon as possible. Early this morning, we pounced on them, and we had info of where they were. But when we came here, our officers erroneously knocked at the wrong door. And that's where we had gunshots coming from the opposite house. We had to take cover, save a life, then engage on a gunfire. And at the end of the day, we had the upper hand. And we are pleased that none of our members sustained any injury during the shootout.
And then, Colonel, can you maybe give us an indication of how old these suspects were? I'm hearing that the youngest was about 23 years old. Maybe you can correct that for us, or do you have that information at hand?
We do not have exact ages at this stage because we just processed the crime scene, so we'll know them exactly. The forensics will tell us their identity, then we'll be able to know their exact ages, names, and all those things. But yes, from the intelligence that we had, we were looking for a group of young boys. They're in their 20s because it's a gang that's been terrorizing people, doing all sorts of things. And one wonders why will the young boys be doing such crimes and instill fear in the community. But however, we are the police. If crime is committed, we need to act, because ours is to prevent crime, and once it has happened, we must act to ensure that criminals are taken to book. And if criminals refuse arrest and engage in a gun battle, they will come out second best.
Thank you very much. That is Colonel Robert Nechiwunda just giving us, some information on exactly what happened here. You heard him say that they were looking for a group of young boys in their 20s. So these are quite young suspects, Iman. My colleague Lungelo right now is just giving you visuals of the bodies being loaded into that mortuary van. The families are standing there just waiting to identify their loved ones.